kind of...
Is it?
Because what we're really going to get out of this is how effective you are at using lactate as a fuel.
Which doesn't matter?
Which does matter for long distance racing.
Uh-huh.
Because if you're reasonably effective at using it as a fuel, then that's a good thing.
Okay.
If you're not very good at using it as a fuel, that's a bad thing.
Can you give us a brief demonstration on how this is going to go?
It's going to go mildly comfortable, doing a bit of work, sitting around recovering, and me stabbing him with needles, taking blood samples, then uncomfortable amount of work for a short period of time, more stabbing, and then a really, really, really hard effort, and that's it.
Does it matter on the exact numbers that he's doing? Like, how long are his intervals going to be?
6 minute warm up, 6 minutes of work, 6 minutes of work, 3 minutes of work, 3 minutes of work. So in total, the actual work parts, sort of 18 minutes total. But the whole process will probably take about an hour.
So you only get a 6 minute warm up?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, it could be longer. That's plenty, I think. It's certainly enough for the lactate to stabilize. So now what? So now you can just soft pedal for a bit, and then when this is finished, I've written the number down, you can dial it up and go.
And how long will we go for?
And he's going to ride about 390, 400.
Should I strive to ride the 400?
I would just put it at 390 if you want to set the resistance at 390. Oh, okay.
I like to self-select the cadence.
Okay, then just try and hit between 390, 400.
All right.
If it doesn't quite feel like threshold, then chip it back or chip it up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 0.8. So that's fine.
0.8?
Yeah, that's fine. Just needs to be below 2.5. So, whenever you're ready, tell me.
Headband on. Get my resistance up.
3, 2, 1, go!
How long will this interval be for?
6 minutes.
This is set 1 of 3.
This is the first effort, which is done at what feels like threshold. So as long as we're getting a lactate number that is around about threshold, that's fine. Because what we're interested in is the rate at which it builds up and the rate at which it clears. So halfway. Two minutes to go. Okay, 1 minute. Good, keep the cadence. Ten seconds. And stop. Good. Yep. It would have been nice to have been a little bit higher, but that doesn't necessarily.
It was 400 watts.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's like
It's nice if he was higher.
well, you know, the software relies on a certain range, and it's like it doesn't necessarily. I mean, it does account for individuals' different physiology, but I'm not going to suddenly go, oh well, we need to kind of do an extra stage a lot harder because we're going to do that next.
So basically, 400 is still kind of easy for Lionel.
It's not easy, no.
No,
I
it's
think
not at
Lionel's
all.
going to agree with me that that's definitely.
It's just that my numbers are lower, just like my heart rate's lower.
So he may just naturally have a lower lactate threshold than the average person, the average athlete.
And then if this goes down, all needs to go down, and then I can soft pedal.
Yes, that will be correct.
But it may be going up.
It may go up because the lactate clears out of your muscle cells and then it's into your bloodstream, and so when you're working really hard above threshold, technically what you would see in somebody that's
2.5
working, you might
went up.
Yeah. So the next one.
Went up.
So the next one I would expect to be down. So when you go into the active recovery, do like 5 minutes of active recovery, then I'll just take one confirmatory lactate before you crack on with the next step. That will be lower.
So we're good? I can active recovery for.
Yeah.
Because this is super weird to stop pedaling like that.
So like 5 minutes.
My pedals went to sleep
They woke
in
back
that
up.
time. Yeah, they've woken back up now, but.
This could make for a really good video, I think.
I think you'll have to really go at the end, because no one will know what any of this means or what value it is.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'll have to give you like a summary
Uh-huh.
of,
Why
okay,
would
what
you-
have we got out of this?
would
Why
someone
is it
wanna do
useful?
this?
Yeah.
I mean, 430 is going to be hard.
Yeah. I mean, it should be.
Like just because I'm tired. That's
Right.
all. I think this wouldn't be that difficult. But
Yeah.
this was actually a rather shocking training camp to the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The biking portion,
Yeah.
the running that was easy.
Yeah.
So you finished the first round.
Yep.
Tell us what is kind of next now on recovering what?
So the active recovery is to help flush the lactate out of the muscles, and that speeds the recovery process. So that's why most people like to do active recovery when they've done any hard intervals, rather than just stand around, and why you should move, whether it's biking or running. Once he finishes this, we'll just do a confirmatory lactate to see that he's nice and recovered. Then he'll go in the next effort, which is harder than threshold. So metabolically, what that means is that his body will lack the ability to actually clear the lactate at the same rate that it's accumulating. And so what we should see is a significant buildup in lactate at the end, which when we test after the interval, we should see it rise for a fair few minutes afterwards before it starts to fall. And that's what we're interested in, is that rate of accumulation and that rate of clearance.
So what will his next interval be?
So his next interval will be around 4:30.
For 6 minutes.
Yeah. You may be somebody that naturally doesn't accumulate a lot of lactate. And I'm
So
choosing
might
my
not be
words
that much
carefully.
higher.
So it could be like 5. It could be 9.
Oh,
I don't expect it, knowing physiology, I don't expect it to be 17.
That's high.
That's like sprint swimmer, ex-elite rower type territory sometimes. So. Okay, so that's,
I'm coming up on 5.
yeah, coming up on 5, so if you want to stop. Is that 180 average? Lap.
For the lap,
Yeah.
it's just because I lapped it.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's actually helpful.
No, I was 165 on that lap.
Okay.
That's when I lapped it. It just shot up from one pedal stroke. Spin?
Yeah, you can.
Spin for a minute?
Yeah.
It's quite a tall order to go from 0 to 430.
So it's 3 of these? This is his middle one?
No, this is the middle one, and then after this 6 minute, he's got a 3 minute at the same effort or thereabouts because he's self-selecting out cadence and power. So, he's not a robot. He might be plus or minus a couple of watts on that 3 minutes, but as long as it's aiming for the same power, that's fine. So that's low. So that means it's below 0.5. So you're good to go. So you tell me when you're going to kick it up.
Here we go.
Go.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Just focus on that cadence. Keep those legs spinning.
Let's go.
That's good. Keep it up. That's good. Halfway.
Go. Look at your competitors.
Good.
Let's go.
2 minutes to go. Doing good.
Push it.
Good. Come on, you're coming up on a minute to go. Keep that cadence on the hold. It's good.
Work it, work it. Let's go.
Come on.
Dig deep. Dig
30
deep.
seconds.
Work for it. Let's go.
10 seconds. And you're done.
Ah.
You're going to have to passive recover for a few minutes and then you can active recover, okay? So you have to...
Oh, yeah.
Is that one hard?
That one was getting harder, yeah. I mean, I think without the fatigue of the camp, I could have done that a little bit better, but with the fatigue of the camp, that was pretty hard. I could do 10 minutes at 440 right now. That's probably the upper limit.
What was the number?
4.7.
Is that about where you imagined it?
I mean, given where the last stage was, yeah, about where I would have expected it to be. You know, there are some athletes that can generate a huge amount of lactate. So a good example of that might be something like Peter Sagan, Michael Phelps. Those athletes are sprinters, so they generate a huge amount of lactate. They also possess the ability to clear it really quickly. Your endurance athletes may not necessarily generate a large amount because they're much more efficient at using it as a fuel. And then the risk can sometimes be if you're not very good at generating any, then effectively you don't have as much available to use as a fuel. So then you become more reliant from an energy pathway perspective on just fat and glycogen supply.
So where does something like this help as far as riding workouts and intervals
So if you have an understanding of how effective an athlete is at utilizing lactate as a fuel, that would then influence how you might want to increase or decrease their ability to use it as a fuel. So if they're inefficient, if they're generating a lot of lactate and they're not very good at using it, then you want to try and suppress that for Ironman distance and long distance triathlon, and make them more efficient at using it. If they're super efficient, then that potentially for somebody like Lionel would mean that actually you need to improve their ability to generate lactate in order to use it as a fuel.
And how would you do that?
You would typically focus more on sort of threshold orientated work, so that's going to actually generate lactate and get him used to tolerating it. So 3.6. So
What now?
you can now active recover. For actually like 7.5 minutes. Yeah.
My legs are weird. It's weird to like push all that power
And then
and then stop.
that's why you like recover for so
Weird.
long now.
Feel
That's what
weird
they call
inside.
in the industry cafe legs.
I feel weird inside. Cafe legs.
You know when you go for a club ride at the weekend and then you stop at the cafe.
Uh-huh. And
You've
then
done,
you can
you've done,
start
the,
riding
you've done the
again.
sprint for the village sign before the cafe,
Uh-huh.
build up all that lactate, go and sit down for your cake and coffee, and then like 20 minutes later you get up and you get on the bike and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't think Lionel knows what that
I've
means.
never
No,
had
it's not.
cafe legs. So the only time I went cafe ridings with you and Aaron.
I know.
We
We
didn't
were,
sprint.
You went over to the, what's it, at the bottom of Lemon,
Le Buzz.
the Buzz, yeah.
Actually, we just went to Starbucks, but Le Buzz was like a 3-hour ride.
Kynel's cafe legs are his taking a dump in the middle of a session legs. That's about it.
Yeah. Might not want to put that bit in.
I usually run to the toilet though, so it's technically active recovery.
You trying to fuel right now?
Trying to do something.
Is that got Gatorade in it? So from your point of view, what would be interesting about this is what we find is that actually you're actually metabolically really good at clearing lactate, just that
Yes.
you never really generate any. That would be why when you're racing and you're doing these like big efforts at threshold where you're producing lactate, that actually it's kind of burning your legs out. Because you haven't.
I don't really ever do any big efforts in races.
In 70.3s.
You mean the actual like 360 watts?
Yeah.
I mean, I held that in Indian Wells, and I think I would have run a 110 off of it.
Yeah.
What do you usually average on a 70.3?
340 to 355,
Depending on the course?
depending on how fit I am. Do you want to take it
No,
now?
I'll take it on 7.5, that's fine.
For that last one, I mean, my estimate is set that the meter's about 10 watts high, so
That meter.
yeah, the stages one.
Yeah.
So I really averaged.
That's reading your pedals though, isn't it?
This is pedals.
Yeah.
So I really only averaged. What did I average? In that
Indian
race?
Wells.
345 then.
Okay, stop that.
vascular.
I think it's the diet.
Yeah.
I haven't been eating a bunch of shit anyways. Which I usually like just eat ice cream, and every time I'm in the gas station I get a Snickers.
When I was a student, I went through a phase once in my where every day, lunch, dessert was an ice cream Snickers.
Ice cream Snickers?
Yeah, every day for like,
Great.
every day for like 3 months. You can start.
I can pedal?
Hang on.
No?
What's your normal heart rate during it? 70.3.
Only wore heart rate one time. Indian Wells, 2018. And my average heart rate was 134.
How in the hell do you remember numbers so well and so easy?
Plus or minus 2 beats somewhere. Might have been 135. My minimum was like 100, 125. And the maximum was 140.
So this next one's same effort
Uh-huh.
and 3 minutes long.
Once it says I can go.
Go off 2 minutes.
Oh, so I'm just getting right into it.
Yeah.
Ugh, I'm dreading this one.
You got 2 more.
I know I'm dreading them.
What are you going to think of to motivate you?
Nothing.
5, 3, 2, 1.
Go! Minutes.
3 minutes, buddy. Come on. Good. Hold that cadence. 82, 83, 84. That's where you want to be.
Let's go! Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up.
Come on.
Hold it.
That's good. Halfway. Up, up. 1 minute. Keep the legs spinning. Hold that cadence. Let's go.
Dig deep, dig deep.
Thirty seconds. Come on. It's good.
Go, let's go, let's go. $15. Push.
5 seconds. Good.
Damn good video.
Yeah.
You may hit something?
Check it.
Huh?
Screen. No. Screen. Check it. It's recording.
Oh. Did it stop?
Yeah.
Gonna run out of blood in those ears soon.
Why do we gotta test this one again?
Huh? No.
I mean, like, why did we have to do it again?
Huh?
440.
Because, like I said, what we're confirming is the rate of accumulation and the rate that you're building lactate. So we should see effectively, like if you looked at two curves, you know, the decay rate after the 6, then the numbers from this one, the decay rate should effectively be half of what it was on the 6. Because if your rate of accumulation is the same.
Okay.
So that's what we're just trying to confirm.
So this one, what if you blow up?
Yeah, I mean like 120%, so add another 10%, so like 470, 480-ish. Yeah,
But what if you blow up?
3.5, so
It's the same.
yeah, so, you know, remember that bell curve, you know, we
so we're on
basically,
either side.
yeah. So I'll give it a little bit more time and then
Oh Lord. Again, loud.
Sorry about one.
Alright. Lionel's gonna need our motivation.
How long
so 6 minutes of active recovery.
I can go?
Hang on.
Alright, so he started his recovery for the final one.
Yep.
One more. How you feeling?
A very strange workout. I feel very strange. Not used to stopping. What do you think about that as a technique of training?
What? Stopping.
Not doing active recovery. Taking recovery and just stopping so that you don't clear the lactate and then
going-
starting again.
Yeah, that would be a way of,
That'd be like a really weird workout.
it would be a very unpleasant.
Yeah. That'd be one way to get flooding the system.
Yeah.
You ready for this next interval? Are you going to be able to hit it?
500?
Oh, I don't know what it is. What is the next interval?
Whatever's in the tank today.
Everything you got for 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Best average or the highest number you can hit?
Just whatever you got.
Whatever
just
you got
lay it
for
all
3
out there.
minutes.
Whatever you got for 3 minutes.
What do you got for 3 minutes?
I want to see everything you got.
I have no idea. 500 probably?
For 3 minutes?
Probably something like that.
Yeah.
Probably blow up.
Wow.
Final. Probably get 500 and blow up the final minute.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's fine.
What's blow up? Is that bad for the test?
Maybe you gets past 2.5, that's fine. We just keep shouting at him like in American Flyers. That's well before your time, young man.
American Flyers.
It's about the cheesiest cycling movie ever.
4K, zoom all in. Alright. And I believe
The really key thing is to understand that the human body does a really good job of not letting you die. So,
I don't know. For Brownlee, or Johnny Brownlee almost died.
No, he didn't though. I mean, his body was making him go night night.
yeah, his
That's
body
what
was like,
that
no,
was the response.
you're not doing this.
If they allowed him to keep running, he would have died. But instead, he went night night.
It's true. All right. I'm starting to get pumped.
Are you going to take it again?
Yeah, I'll just do 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just take a lactate
Mm-hmm.
and then
What's going to be your motivation?
3 minutes is nothing. There's no way to get motivated inside of 3 minutes.
How much did you get beat by Patrick by?
2 minutes and 27 seconds.
there you go. There's your 3 minutes.
That's 2 minutes 27 seconds right there.
I need you to last longer
And
than
227.
2017.
GCN, who's riding with you?
That's just some guys riding.
I don't know. I think
Oh, no, he did actually start riding with me.
I bet he can hang with you.
Give him a ride on.
How long?
So the time?
How was that?
Like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You've got to get your cheer game on.
No.
Hey, Peter! I got an extra ticket to the Galaxy game tonight.
Yeah, they're pretty weak.
Hey, thanks a lot for hooking me up with Elmo over there. That was a blast. What? That guy's cool.
Here we go. Here we go. Come on, push it out. Everything you got. Everything you got. Everything you got.
I mean, the pushing of it.
He wasn't ready.
You can
Is it always the
pedal,
U.S.?
soft pedals. Just don't, yeah, you can
Probably
soft
because the
pedal
sun
and
is
then-
so bright.
Start on the
Usually if I hold that part, you
give me like 60 seconds or so before
start
you
on the
kick
2.
off.
See, I think it's just the sun.
Yeah, start on the 2. Yeah.
I don't know. Everything you got.
Was it all right?
So,
Scared me.
three minutes
Starting?
of I hate the world.
So negative.
Yeah. Ready. Go.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Phew. Sit back, come on.
Get it? Get it?
That's good. Focus on the cadence. Spin the legs.
Come on, babe.
Let's go! Let's go!
Come on.
John.
Come on. Up.
Get after it! Get after it!
Come on, babe.
Come on. That's good. Spin, 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 spin.
Make it hurt. Make it hurt.
Come on. Go.
Make it hurt.
It's really good. Great work. Come on.
Keep going, babe.
Dig deep. Dig deep.
Good. It's good. Come on.
You got it. Come on.
Let's go. You got it. Come on.
Keep going. All the way through. All the way through.
Come on. Spin, 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 spin.
Come on, babe.
All you got.
Come on.
All you got. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. 60 seconds.
Get back up. Get it back up. Get it back up. Let's go. You got it big.
That's good. It's good. It's
You
good.
got it big.
Come on, babe.
Oh, God. Come on.
Come on.
Dig deep. You're getting dropped. You're getting dropped. Let's go.
Push it, babe.
227. Get past there.
Let's go. Dig deep.
Oh, God.
Come on.
Come on. 30 seconds.
30 seconds. All you got right
Come
here.
on, baby.
Let's go. Let's go. Don't give up. Let's go. All you
Spin, 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 spin. Come on. Good, good, good.
Come on, babe.
15 seconds.
All you got. Get it up. Get it up. Get it up. Get it up.
Finish it off. Come on. Bury it. Bury it. Bury it. Bury it. Ah. Hold on. Hold on.
How was that?
Oh, I blew up. Oh. I was like, oh, 550.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
I was like,
Not too bad.
I was like, holy shit.
And then in a minute and 30,
What'd
okay,
your
I can't hold 500 anymore.
What'd your heart rate hit?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
You just did that. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. You're done.
Dan says Coach Dave sounds like my high school wrestling coach.
oh God. Wow, what a horrible feeling to stop dead in your tracks at 510 watts for 3 minutes and not pedal again. My legs are just like screaming to move.
All right, first lactate threshold test done. How you feeling?
What a weird, just a weird thing to do. Coach David, can you please explain why we're doing this? Because it's horrible.
It's horrible because, yeah, we want to understand. We want to understand how Lionel is using lactate as a fuel and how much he produces.
What was his last number on here?
6.2. So to give you some context, there's no right or wrong numbers. People have different physiology, but typically your sprinters, your sprint swimmers, rowers, you might find have much higher end numbers because of the nature of their sport. And you would typically see in somebody like that, maybe numbers like north of 15 millimole. So, in essence, if you think about that, it's like there's more lactate to use as a fuel. But they are potentially not as good at reusing it because they have to they need a great deal of time to actually get their lactate down from a maximal effort. Final thoughts. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what we're going to get out of this, but Lionel certainly seems to be somebody that, irrespective of his prowess, his ability to produce power, that he's clearly really good at clearing lactate when it builds up. But what's also interesting is he doesn't generate a great deal. So I want to kind of dig into, okay, well, why is that happening, and what does that mean in terms of influencing his training a little bit moving forwards to improve his performance?
So, how are you going to change his training at all from this?
I think the most likely outcome will be that there'll be some very subtle suggestions in terms of how to approach some of the interval training. And that might be that, whilst we've had a broader discussion around sort of segueing into doing some threshold work, it might be that I come back and say, okay, well, you're going to do that, but you need to structure how you do those intervals and that work in a slightly different way to how we originally planned. But the ethos is still the same with those workouts. It's still a threshold workout.
Did you enjoy it?
No. It's horrible. Hope to never do it again.
He's never going to invite me over to see him face to face again. If you're a pro cyclist and this was your job, you would probably have to do this like once every 6 weeks.
Really? Why? Just so they can monitor how the internal metrics are improving?
And how the training's adapting.
Wow. I guess you'd probably get better at this test, right? You'd understand how to
Well,
do
you
it.
know what's coming.
Yeah.
It's like you had no idea of what's coming, except, well, he kind of described it to me,
Yeah. Like
but that doesn't really tell me anything.
That 3-minute, I probably could have started at 510
Yeah,
and then finished better
yeah,
to make the average higher. You know what I mean?
yeah.